Uh, 27 wonderful women authors have contributed in this book. The name of the book is Stamped, Sealed but Unsent. Uh, this book is all about unsent and unsaid, or I will say unexpressed emotions of women, uh, which they have penned down in form of letters. Uh, the letters that did not have any destination landed up into my book, I would say.
Wow.
So that's how it is. And that book has, I would proudly say, it has ranked in bestsellers category in multiple genres and categories,
Beautiful.
because it's a mix. It was a mix, and I did not keep any limitation on any of the authors. So they have literally written letters to non-living things as well. One of them has written a letter to money. One of them has written letter to cell phone.
Thoughts and their expressions. We've noticed that most of the times what we think is not what we express. The thought is either denied or only a certain percentage of it is expressed. Sometimes we have this eureka moment and we would want to write it down or make a record of it somewhere with the fear of losing it to some other thought. That's probably where we started making proofs of our thoughts by writing, speaking, recording, and also through songs, from which the future could listen, read, get better ideas and learnings from. Welcome to the Wominspiria podcast, the place where our guests express their thoughts, their lives, their ideas, and their journey with an open heart, and by recording it, we are able to let it exist for the future, making inspiration a forever thing. Today, we have Nilshree with us, who is an engineer turned author, and she discovered her love for writing only when she started writing for her son. She says that she's on an extended maternal break after having her son and is exploring the literary expertise. Let's get to know more from her.
So let's welcome Nilshree. Thank you very much for coming to my podcast today. And we'll be sharing lots and lots of things about your experiences and your creations and all about literature. So hello and welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. A very happy Women's Day to every woman who is listening to this podcast. And I'm looking forward to share my journey here.
Lovely. So when we start, Nilshree, I have a small tradition of asking my guests that what are the 2 affirmations that they say to the mirror every morning?
So I do say 2 affirmations. In the morning, what I say to myself is, there is a lot that you have faced, and whatever is coming, you're already prepared for it. So you just have to wake up and face it. That's it. You're strong enough to handle everything that is being thrown at you. Yes. That's what I say to myself. And before sleeping, what I say to myself is, I actually revise and plan my day in a way that for the next day I'm already set and mentally prepared for what all tasks I am supposed to do. So it's a little bit of planning of next day, and then assuring to myself that yes, this has to be done in this stipulated time. That's it.
Yes. So again, that's a lovely thing. The second affirmation that you told me about, that preparing yourself for the next day. I'm not sure that how far as women and as mothers we are successful with that. But then again, once you have your heart into it, once you start planning and once you start affirming, saying that, yes, I have to do it, I have to complete the task, somehow we manage to do it, right?
Yes, that's what I have noticed with myself. The thing is, with kids, we never can be on time. Like if you say 4, it's going to be 5. That is taken for granted. So
yes.
For that, what I do is I manage with other tasks, and I manage my sleep. I compensate on my sleep, and I somehow get it done, because then there are other things that are dependent on the task that has to be completed on that day. So it's a chain.
Yes.
And then it keeps on piling. So better than piling, compensate on one day sleep and get it done, and then next day you are back on track.
Of course. So yes, so something needs to be given up. So be it your sleep, yes, that's okay, because you can compensate on it the next day.
Yes.
Yes. Lovely. All right. So Nilshree, tell us about yourself. Introduce yourself to my listeners. Let us know who Nilshree is.
Nilshree is that small town girl who had big dreams. And then, yes, it was my parents' dream to give me the best kind of education that they could. They did it, and I'm an engineer by qualification. And till 2015, I was working for a reputed corporate company, and I took a maternity break. And post that, I'm still enjoying my extended maternity break. And during these years, I found my passion for writing. Uh, it was my son's third birthday when I first time wrote and shared something publicly. It was a poem for his birthday, and then I got lots of compliments for it. Then I started my Facebook page where I used to keep on sharing motivational quotes and my personal experiences, like minute incidents that happen in our daily life. So there were days when I was looking for motivation, but I could not find it anywhere. So I thought, let my page be that destination for people so that whenever they are looking for some motivation or cheering up, they could just land into my page and scroll through it. And any piece they pick up, they should be happy after reading it. So yes, it's been 3 years now. I'm running my page. And now the journey has been progressed to published author. I have 3 books. I have a website of my own, and I'm soon coming up with an e-magazine, which will be all for authors. And I want authors to come up and promote their work, because the thing is, the process of publishing is very easy these days. But then not every author gets that required exposure.
You describe your journey in such a short note, but it would have been a very long process, isn't it? It was like building up with each brick took time. So now you've built
Yes.
an empire,
So,
and you're still in the
as we
construction process.
talk about timelines, that's what I've worked on. So as the year I started my Facebook page, the next year I published my book. In the third year, I made my website. So, being a homemaker and
Yes.
then being a mom and handling it all, juggling between everything, not missing out on anything. So my personal career agenda took a while for establishing properly, but then it's okay. I'm happy with it.
Of course, everybody is. Most of if you ask me, every woman is. Because until and unless she's engaged, she'd be happy. So that's what you did
Yes.
to yourself. Yes. So Nilshree, tell me, which was your wow moment? Which was your eureka moment? When did you realize that, yes, I have to start writing? You told me that, yes, you started with a small poem that you dedicated for your son on his birthday. And then
Yes.
what was like, yes, hereafter? Because there I've seen several people that, yes, they have the talent, they have the spark in them, but after some time, the spark dies.
As I said, my Facebook page, what happens is the day I write a piece and I share it on my page, there are like, it's been 3 years, and I've got 650 likes, not more than that. But every day there is some or the other person from my friend list who would read that and reach out to me. Nilshree, I exactly needed to read this today. I wanted someone to speak it to me, and I wanted to hear this, and this has made my day. Compliments like these kept me going, and that urge to come up and create something new every day, that kept me going. Like, if people are liking it and if people are needing it, it is helping them, then why should I stop? I have to keep going, if not for myself, for them at least.
Yes.
So that's what kept me going.
Yes. So I just want to tell you one thing. When you said that I've got only 615 likes, so just imagine, Nilshree, there are 650 people standing in front of you and telling you, Nilshree, you've done a great job. Right? So it is equal to that.
Yes.
So when we scroll through things in social media, and we rarely like a thing.
True.
Sometimes we just read an article and we just scroll by. So liking something is like, yes, we are taking time for it. So please don't be, if at all, I know that you're quite motivated with the work that you're doing, but then again, this is my small, these are my 2 cents to the daily motivation that we would need. So at times when I feel down, this is what I say to myself. So even if I get 14 likes or 15 likes to what I've dedicated to what I've contributed to my social media post, So I just imagine that, okay, 15 people are standing in front of me and they're saying that you've done a great job. So it's just like that.
Yeah.
Yes. And yes, I understand that you told me that whatever the minutest of the information that you share with people every day, you know that somewhere somebody would need that. But there are moments when we feel demotivated. Of course, I'll tell you, not all days are the same,
Mhm. True.
right? So what do you do
Yes.
to motivate yourself on those days? Now, right now, all this time you were telling about motivating the others. What do you do to keep
Yeah.
yourself on track every day?
I write. I
Wow.
really, I would say I inhale and exhale my words. I live my words because that's what keeps me going. So there are incidents that happen in our surroundings, and we are disturbed, very much disturbed. Like there are a few rape incidents that happened, and I stopped watching news channels post that. But then I said, why am I carrying this with me? I'll just write it out and I'll feel lighter. And I did it. And usually I write in English, but that day, don't know why I felt like writing in Hindi. And I wrote it and it came out so well. But then again, I did not want it to be controversial or anything. I just kept it to myself. But I was feeling so much lighter and better after writing it out that it's like meditation to me. You are venting it out. Whatever you have inside has now come out. So you are better. You are in a better
Yes,
place. You are in a happy place.
of
So
course.
that's what writing is to me.
Yes, very true, very true. So as it you said, there are many times that people who have excellent insights are not able to share it with the world because yes, the fear of getting controversial, and we don't want to fall into that mess. Yes, but anyway, that was helpful to you, and it was a great way of venting out. Lovely. I just want to know about your creations. Do tell us about your creations, your books that you have released. Tell us about the stories. What are the characters?
I have written non-fiction books.
All
All three
right.
of my books. Okay, so third one, the latest release, I would still call it a fiction book. But the first one, which is Object plus If is equal to I, is again into motivation, wherein
Mm-hmm.
daily objects that are around us are teaching us something. Some life lessons. The littlest my life lesson they are teaching us. So the book is divided into 5 sections, and one is art form, one is games that we have played in childhood, like you and me might have played in childhood, like uh, hopscotch,
Yes.
skipping, swimming.
Yes.
So things like these are very little things, and there are natural things that happen around us, like clouds, mountains, then daily objects like a bicycle.
Mm-hmm.
So what inspiration we can draw from these objects is what I've penned down in this book. And second one is an anthology. Anthology is a collection that comes with from different authors.
Yeah.
And this book released last year on Women's Day. Uh, 27 wonderful women authors have contributed in this book. The name of the book is Stamped, Sealed, but Unsent. Uh, this book is all about unsent and unsaid, or I will say unexpressed emotions of women, uh, which they have penned down in form of letters. Uh, the letters that did not have any destination landed up into my book, I would say.
Wow.
So that's how it is. And that book has, I would proudly say, it has ranked in bestsellers category in multiple genres and
Beautiful.
categories, because it's a mix. It was a mix, and I did not keep any limitation on any of the authors. So they have literally written letters to non-living things as well. One of them has written letter to money. One of them has written letter to cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
And since pandemic had gained its second wave peak last year, one of them
Yeah.
has written letter to the virus corona as well. So
Wow.
that's how the variety is. An
Hmm.
18-year-old has written a letter to hope, and
Oh,
there is a 75-year-old lady who is writing about age is just a number. So
yes.
that's how the variety is. I mean, I feel so proud that I made that book, and today it's completing 1 year. The third book, I would say, released in the month of October. The
Mm-hmm.
title is Whispers of a Budgie, and
Okay.
the third book is very close to me because it's a homemaker's journey.
Yes.
And I've especially chosen this title because Budgie is a very pretty and a colorful bird that is kept as a pet in, South Africa and those countries.
Okay.
It's not allowed to fly. It's only kept in cage. So that's where I have drawn my inspiration from. Whispers of a Budgie, that a Budgie who is sitting in the cage, what he's trying to whisper. That is the case of every homemaker, and the whole book revolves around a female character named Anamika. Again, the reason being, a homemaker does never get her credit, so her name is not taken anywhere. That's the reason I chose the name Anamika. Anamika means nameless in Hindi.
Yes.
So the story, and it has 13 to 14 chapters, which are stories which are from her daily life, but then how she turns it into her favor. That's what the story says. So how she's burdened with multitasking, but then one day she speaks up that no, this is my job, and this much is my work. Nothing more and nothing less I'll do. So these are the little stories that a homemaker has lived in her daily life.
Wow, beautiful. But there are several other Anamikas who are still stopping themselves from coming out to the world. There might be several reasons. Like they don't want to fall into MS. They don't want people to judge them. They are not aware of many things that a person should know when they enter the literature world. They're afraid of the competition that is going on. They fear that they might get crushed. And also the expenses. Let's talk about the expenses of being an author. You're telling me that back to back you've been releasing books. In the last year itself, you've released 2. So how was it?
Yes. I have released all 3 of my books for free. So I paid only for the copies that I ordered.
All right.
Like that is very logical, that the logistic cost, I mean, the inventory that's involved, the printing and binding charges, that's the normal thing that you are supposed to pay. Like you cannot get that for free. But then ebooks are there available on Kindle. And the publishing process for me, I would say I preferred self-publishing because I was trying to explore something new, and I was scared. What if it does not work? I don't want the money to just get wasted. So I thought of self-publishing them on Notion Press, which has an option called Express Publishing, wherein you can publish your books for free, and it will be listed to Amazon and Flipkart and everywhere else. They take care of it. And if you want your author copies, you can order it from them by paying it. So the actual process of publishing, there was no charge for it.
All right. So that's news to me. Yes.
Yeah.
So can you elaborate a little more? Because I'm pretty sure there'll be many women out there and many people out there who would be wanting to publish something of theirs, and they're not pretty clear about that.
Yes, sure. So being new to this field, I initially took a little time for my first book, which is Object Plus If, because I was not sure how a book has to be presented. I knew the content, what content has to go. I had an idea about that.
Yes.
But how exactly it has to be presented so that it works and it is appealing, that is something I did not know. So I took guidance of a couple of published authors and did a little bit of editing to my content. And then in normal Word, I have pasted it, converted it to PDF and uploaded it on Notion. That's it. And something I would again like to emphasize here is you learn new skills when you are on your own. So cover design is something I learned on my own. And then I designed the cover of all 3 of my books. Again, for that, I have not taken any external help. So if you want it to come out anyhow, you find ways. That's what I feel.
Yes. That's very true. That's very true. Very true. I've seen it in my case itself. Yes. So once you're determined to do something, you learn all and everything about it, all the tips and tricks about it, everything from scratch.
It's a journey. Like all 3 of my books, I would say I have different feelings for all three of them. And I cannot choose one because I love all three of them equally. It's like your kids. You cannot
Yes, yes.
differentiate between them.
I get it.
And
Yes. Huh. So let's talk. Recently, these things have been coming up a lot. They talk about a writer's block.
yes.
Do you face it often?
Yes, I do face writer's block. So what I do is music is my second passion. I either listen to music or I just sleep for some time. That's what I do.
Of course.
Or else I go for a walk.
Hmm.
The last thing I do is I scroll through something through social media, and if I find some prompt that's intriguing and that's tickling me to write again, then I don't stop myself. If something is there
Yes.
that has hit my mind and I want to write it, then I don't stop myself, because that's how I come out of it.
Yes. So it's like you're constantly in search of some inspiration that would drive you to write.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So how do you define
My-
the writer's block? Is this something like you don't want to write, you are demotivated?
No, writer's block can be two things, I would say. The first one is you have something in mind, but you are you're short of words, or you're not sure how to express it.
Okay.
The first one. And the second one is you want to write something, but there's nothing that's coming in your mind. Or else what happens is there are multiple things in mind. There are 4 things, but then you're not able to prioritize which one to go first for, and then it's all jumbled. So these are
Yes.
2 different writer blocks, I would say.
Mhm.
The first one is something that happens a lot in my case. I have things in mind, but I don't know how to put it across, and then the
Right.
journey stops there.
Yes. 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 So that's it. So it's something that kicks you out of your demotivated zone and keeps you writing. That's
Yes.
that's something that everybody goes through. In your
Yes.
language, in your world, you call it the writer's block. So
Yes.
every person has their own definition. Again, Nilshree,
True.
you are a mother, you're a homemaker. Right from the beginning, we have been discussing about the same. So how do you manage with your little one and your work? So there are times that you might be very much into engrossed in the work that you've been doing, and the little one needs you very badly. How do you manage?
See, with me, it is like if there is something in my mind, I have to write it down, because the moment I don't write it, and later on it keeps haunting me that I had to write something and now I don't remember what I have to.
Exactly.
So what I do is I make short points and keep it in my notepad. And to your surprise, I would like to tell you one more thing. The moment I grab my laptop, the little one wants the laptop as well. He will be 7 now. So what I do is I give him the laptop, and all 3 of my books are there on my phone.
Okay.
And one more problem is that I am someone who, if I start writing, I have to finish it, and only then I can get off it.
Yes.
If there is a break in between, it's gone forever. Like I want to go to that piece again, revisit again, and write it again, because I'm not in that zone anymore.
Correct.
So I just leave it.
So
in my case, all 3 of my books have been in such a way that you can open any page and you can read it.
Yeah.
So you won't require any continuity. I have written them in such a way that you open any page and you can read it.
All right.
I have written them in bits and pieces in my phone. So that's how they have come out.
Oh, nice. Huh. All right.
The chapters are like that. You won't have to sit continuously to complete it and hooked to it. You can randomly open any page, read it, and if you're done with that chapter, you can close it and keep the book aside.
Beautiful. So it's like, this is my identity. This is how I work. So see,
Yes.
And again, people have responded pretty well to it, right?
Yes.
So it's like it is pretty obvious that everybody is going through it, and everybody is able to relate with you.
Yes.
So that's like, we won't be having the guilt of having not completed, not being able to continue it properly. And also there is a problem of forgetting what we read earlier. I usually have this
Yes.
problem in reading books. I again go back to the first page and start reading again. So you've eased the pain for people. So
Yes.
probably that's the reason why your book is a success.
True, true.
Okay, so Nilshree, tell us about your future venture. How are you planning to take your literature journey further?
As of now, the one thing that I mentioned is an e-magazine for authors, and I'm
Yes.
expecting the very first edition of it in the month of April, probably in the first week itself. So, if our listeners who are interested in contributing, they can visit our website.
Okay.
It's absolutely free. You can share your journey, and you can write poems. You can contribute in any way you want. The second thing is, as summer vacations are coming up, I am planning to take up creative writing for kids,
Beautiful.
and then write stories with them, which will be again published in the form of an anthology, and it will be a part of my summer workshop only. So, as of now, these
Lovely.
are the plans.
Beautiful, beautiful, Nilshree. After having the conversation with you, I could understand that how challenging literary work can be, but then at the same time, you can have your own style. You can dedicate your own way of creating something that defines you, something that keeps you sane.
Yes.
So great, great. So that's a pretty good, a great inspiration, and also you're encouraging children also to about creative writing further.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So all the best to that. Is there a note or is there something that you would like to share with upcoming authors and all the women out there?
All the women out there, I would say, follow your heart and never give up on your dreams. That's what I would say. No matter what, it might look tough at the start. That's what I'm saying from my experience, because coming from a background where I did not know a single author, I did not know anything about publishing. In a year, I published 3 books. So if I can do it, anyone can do it. That's what I feel.
Yes.
And to budding authors, I would say, write a thought and give it some time, and write it till the time you're convinced that it is complete, and then edit it mercilessly till the time you think it's appealing for the readers.
Yes. Yes.
So it would be a little complex to understand, but I hope the authors who are listening will be definitely
Able to
relate to what I'm trying to say.
Of course, of course. So, Nilshree, tell us about the website that you were mentioning. So, to people who would want to contribute, you mentioned about your website. Yes.
Yes, Authorpod is the name of the e-magazine, and similar is the name for the website. It's www.authorpod.versal.app, and they can visit the website. There are 2 separate sections, wherein one is contests and the other one is feature. So features happen for free. You can write about your books, you can write book reviews there, and you can share anecdotes from your writing journey. And
Okay.
then the 4th section is for kids, which is Rising Stars. And kids can write their poems and stories and their illustration works if they have any drawings or anything. The contest section is has a little entry fee, because of the obvious reason that we'll be sending the winner a hamper. And yes, everything is going to be there in the e-magazine, whether it is a feature or a contest entry, everything goes into the magazine. That's what the magazine is all about.
Wow. Wow. So,
Revati, I would like
yes.
to make a special mention here. I'm really sorry. I don't know how I forgot about it. But my 3rd book, that's Whispers of Budgie, is illustrated by a 9-year-old girl. And
Wow.
she has been amazing with her work. I will share the copy with you, and you'll see for yourself how amazingly she has done all the drawings and everything. But she has literally synchronized with me in every chapter, and she has made the drawing accordingly. So yes, thank you, Hunar. Hunar is her name, Hunar Bahuguna, and she has illustrated my book. Thank you, Hunar.
Wow, beautiful. Proud of you, Huna. She's only 9 years old, and Huna has done an excellent job. See,
Yes.
understanding an adult's perception and bringing it in
Yeah.
your creation, that's Wow.
She asked me, Auntie, what drawings do I have to make? Then I said, Beta, this book is all about homemakers. And I paused and I asked, do you know what is a homemaker? And she said, yeah, a homemaker is a housewife. I know that. And I was surprised to her maturity. And then I had made my mind, no, if there is someone who is going to do the illustration, it is this girl who is going to do it.
Wow. I'm really proud that the way we are raising the children of today.
Yes.
Right. So, like, it is not an easy thing. For example, if you had hired somebody from a similar age of ours, it would have been tough
Yes.
making them understand and illustrate the scene. Imagine
True.
a 9-year-old.
And
Wow.
she was bubbling with joy when the book came out. She was so happy to see it ranking bestsellers in a couple of categories.
Lovely.
That's how I think we should bring our future generations up. I mean,
Course.
that's the right way to raise them.
So it was a great learning experience from you. I'm sure that there are many authors out there who would want to reach out to you and get insights from you.
Definitely. I am there to help anyone and everyone who is looking to publish their work. They can definitely contact me. And yes, I would be more than happy to help.
Yes. So this is what is called as women empowerment. The women helping
True.
women out. So because we understand that how it is to juggle between all the tasks of the day and also to shine in something really challenging. Literature is not an easy thing. Bringing out your thoughts into the book is not an easy thing. And you have been consistently proving yourself here. And also you want to help women out there. Really proud of you.
Yes.
So may you
Thank you
grow
very
more.
much. Thank you.
May you grow more. May your literature reach out to every household in India and further. Our best wishes to you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Thank you very much for being a part of my podcast.
I'm sure that Nilshree's journey would have kindled the writer in you. What Nilshree kindled in me is the thought that it is important for every person to express and preserve their thoughts, at least as a journal, through which they can leave back a legacy of their own. To let me know how you felt about today's episode, you can send me an email at wominspiria@gmail.com. Wominspiria pages can be found in LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. In YouTube, you can watch the video interviews of all my guests. So until next time, this is Revati signing off from Wominspiria, contagiously inspiring. Thank you very much.